It's your man, Pooh Nanners, your Texas caster and hype master.
And it's DJ Nicky, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a treat for you here today. Echo Combat.
Echo Combat indeed. It is the dream. It is a first-person shooter in virtual reality. You're playing in zero gravity with robots going toe-to-toe, in this particular case, in Payload. And I believe we have a prize on the line?
Oh yeah, we want to put a little bit of pressures on these players to perform today. So we have 500,000 space bucks on the line and this Oculus Connect 5 gift card that I just found downstairs in my basement.
All the money is on the line. It is looking good. I can't wait to see how it plays out. Now, I believe in this match, we also have the VRespawn interns, a team that is ready to go pro. They've been playing in the Community Cups, correct? You have Kaznaz, the world champion from Sprint Vector. We have Codsworthless, an also high-ranking Sprint Vector player. We also have Vidman, who is an unspoken pro, and then Vex, who is new to the scene. And what they've done is it's a 4v4 game, so two players splitting up from VRespawn, and they're grabbing another 4 players from the lobby, new players, to incorporate them into that match. Teach them a lot about the game, teach them some team mechanics, but also encourage them to play more, which is all about community in these games and building up that community by the pro players, the really good players, pulling people in instead of spending all that time stomping them. So it's really good stuff, and I can't wait to see what they have for us.
Oh yeah, so we have 2 pros per team, we have 2 people from the lobby per team. It should be a pretty even match here on Fission. The name of the game, get the flamingo from one side of the map to the other. Now, of course, if you're the blue team, you don't want that to happen because you're defending. We have Kaz and Vex on the attacking side, Vidman and Cod on the defending side with their respective people we found out in the lobby. It's time for the defenders to set up, and let's see how they decide to stop this onslaught from the orange team. Now, what I know about Kaz and Vex is that I play with them, I play against them. They are hyper aggressive. They're going to want to break out of this first chamber as quickly as possible because that'll give them the best chance to move the payload.
Yeah, and it's Sniper Alley in that first area, so you need to rush. And if you're going to use some of those Echo Arena skills to stack and boost to get behind the enemy, and you're going to rush in with probably some close-range weapons like the Nova, which is the shotgun. And they're probably going to be receiving fire from the Comet, that's our sniper rifle, right? As well as the Meteor, which is splash damage rocket launcher. It's going to be high movement, so you keep your eye on the players. You see them jumping and ducking in their play space in order to avoid getting headshots. They're going to grab onto objects and move their arms around in order to avoid, again, fire. Watch them stack up on top of each other. See him hopping up and down as they're taking fire, dodging the sniper fire coming in. Oh, this is
arc mines.
Arc mine is a
arc
great
mines
game.
are huge on defense. So of course they're guns, but there's also grenades. Arc mines will stun you if you go too close to them. I know that's a huge favorite on pretty much everyone in this lobby. In the tunnels, you'll see them being used out here to defend snipers as well. And there's also heal grenades that I know these guys are going to be using probably later on. Those are the 2 most popular grenades. Hanging onto the payload sideways. This is a zero gravity game.
Yeah.
And you can turn any direction you need to keep yourself safe. This attacking team moving the payload halfway to the first checkpoint already. Defenders wiped out. It's a super long respawn. We got 1 man left alive right there, but he just couldn't quite hold on. And I think that's going to be first checkpoint for the orange team.
Yeah, they were able to rush all the way down. As you said, shock and awe was what they had to go for, and they were able to clear them out. Now they have that longer trip, the blue team does, in order to get over here. And they were able to actually, he's actually sitting a man. So this is a CQC area. You go through the tunnels, you see a lot of people switch to shotguns, and they sent a player down very quickly to go and harass them so they couldn't set up their sniper nest.
Yeah, so once they break out of that tunnel, this will be the last stand for the second area out of 3 areas. And this is all CQB. You're going to be seeing a lot of shotguns here. We already got the Flamingo almost completely out of the tunnels. This is blue team's chance to hold them up right here and make sure the Flamingo doesn't advance too far. There's a detonator right there. Sick shot.
Yeah, you got to watch out for those
but it looks
arc
like the
mines,
payload stopped.
So you got some detonators as well, but the arc mines, as you mentioned earlier, one thing that's important to note, it does stun the player. It makes you a sitting duck, but you can hear it as you approach it. It gives away a telltale sound, and you have to listen for that so you don't get caught with your pants down, so to speak. I don't know, do robots wear pants?
I think these robots are all technically naked Pooh-Nanners, and there was an arc mine that went off right there on the defense, so these naked robots getting hit by these arc mines, but it looks like they still got it on the attacking side. They managed to get the payload in, picking off 1 last straggler, and now the blue team is going to have a 5-minute hold. They need to run the timer down. Of course, this area is probably the easiest to hold in the game for the blue team. They have the upper elevation. This little corner that the Flamingo is going to be coming up on right here, where there's Operation Flamingo on the right, very difficult to get around. So the orange team is going to need to flank. They're going to need to get some quick picks because the blue team respawns fast and close.
Yes, the Flamingo is the name of the game. You have to pay attention to the objective. That is what the match is all about. These guys are actually going to see them deploy in advance their healing grenades before they engage, so they can detonate them mid-fight. You can detonate it with the trigger on your offhand. So it's very useful to happen. Instead of trying to pull it out and struggle with it in the middle of a fight, you can pull it out, deploy it in advance. It has quite the field that it can heal within. As well as these guys stacking tac mods, they're stacking their heals for their tac mods. There's a lot of other tac mods to use, but lots of healing being deployed this time around.
Oh yeah, you're always going to run one man running on threat scanner. The rest you'll pretty much see running healing. The meteor's coming out. I think I just saw 2 orange players flanking around right there on the deploy. And here they come, coming in hot right behind the enemy team.
Yes, nice pinch maneuver there too. They're using the stack and boost in order to get there quickly. There's the pre-deploy of the heal grenade. He's got it ready, and he's already detonated it mid-fight to be able to maintain advantage over that blue player. They are all cleared out, so now they need to have one final chance to stop them from getting to this final point.
See, those heal nades are so clutch because you know they're going to be around that corner, so why not just preemptively give yourself some extra health when you take a little bit of damage in the fight. Fight of the Flamingo. Such quick movement on these players. You know, VR, while it is a video game, it is exhausting. You do need to stretch out. Yeah. You do need to have a little bit of cardio going because you see these guys dancing around. When they get stunned, they can use squats to dodge.
You'll learn to keep water and towels next to the computer very, very quickly. The movement is important. As you saw, the way they dealt with his movement, instead of using precision weapons, they used that meteor, that splash damage, to put him down.
Oh yeah, dodging around, grabbing onto the payload, and banking left and right with your arms. This is, I think, the last man standing on the blue team right here. He needs to get this 1v2, but he doesn't. That's all 3 men on the payload.
Yeah, they all decided to pop their heal for their tac mod so they could stack heals on each other, and they were able to rush the blue team, and then were able to get in there before the wave spawned.
That was 240, 250, I think I saw left on the board. Orange team doing a great job of maintaining momentum. They really didn't get choked up too much on any particular section of the map, getting all 3 checkpoints back there. That was a great job by Team Kazan.
Yes, and they also got lots and lots of kills on both teams. Generally, what you'll see is that the defending team gets more kills because you've got to come to them so they know where you're going to be. But it seemed to be fairly even between the two. You could actually see the pros were getting more kills than the other guys, but it wasn't terribly lopsided. It was a very even match. Payloads do go in advantage, payload maps of any kind of game. The advantage is to the attackers. Granted, the defenders do have an ability to stop it, but as long as you keep attacking, the advantage is in your ballpark, so to speak. So even though the defender's there at the very end, which is also common to payload maps, that it gets harder and harder as you get closer to the end, and it still was more difficult. They used that shock and awe tactic that they are known for, and were able to rush in, clear it. They were able to stack and boost. They were able to deploy splash damage as well as using the Nova effectively, and then just stacking healing in order to keep it going.
Exactly. So that was a great job by Team Orange back there, which means they win the $100 Oculus Store gift card.
And the space box.
I just finished. Oh, yeah, and the space box. Can't forget about that. So hit me up with your guys' Discord names so you can give me your mailing addresses. I've cut it up into 4 separate pieces. Some of them are a little uneven, but I'm not really an arts and crafts person.
Hey, man.
So we'll get these sent out to you guys as soon as possible.
Evenly divided. Again, I am Poonanners. That is Stealth Shampoo. This is brought to you by VRespawn.com. We're going to continue to cover more VR esports as they emerge, including more Echo Combat. So stay tuned for more. We cannot wait to see what happens whenever the Pro League starts setting up. I know VRML is going to do something. VR League may start doing something. So keep your eyes peeled. What do you got, Stealth?
Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys some other time.
Ain't nobody stopping us. Go.